Right, I think we kick it off. So again, just to welcome everybody, those who are attending SA, I hope you found the event quite good. We're into day 2 of the STAIR4SECURITY final event. We have a full day event and a morning session and an afternoon session. The morning session will be very much so focused on the e-learning tool, which is the second part of the STAIR4SECURITY, and also the CWA mechanism. We will also move into other areas like strategy, which is another project ongoing in Aqua 3. And then we'll have the pleasure of listening to DG Home, who will explain very much so the work they're doing in terms of the networking activity. So I think we have a full morning ahead of us today. So let me just kick off now. We'll go to the next slide, please. So just to put some details on how we're going to handle this today, it's the same as we did yesterday. Just to take a step back, the social media, it's there for you. Should you wish to use it, you're very welcome to it. The Twitter account is STAIR4SECURITY there, and also you can see the final event. So we have a hashtag for as well. Feel free to work away and keep the positivity going forward. In terms of how we're going to handle it, we will do the following. We will do two things. One we will do is the Q&A. So if you have any questions or queries, please put the presenter's name there and to the presenter who you wish to talk to or engage with, and also obviously your question as well. Now, throughout each session that's taking place, we will try to answer as many questions as we possibly can. But towards the very end of the morning session, and likewise for the afternoon session, we will hold an area where we do an audience engagement session. So we try to go through all the questions that there and try to get as many answers as we can. Now, if we don't get all the answers, questions answered, what we're going to do there is to try to fall into the afternoon session and so forth. So we will contact you outside if we don't get that specific part of the area done. One of the things we're going to do as well today is that at the end of each session we'll hold a poll, and the poll is applicable to most presentations. There is one poll which is going to be session 6. We'll have no specific question, so we will move on to the next one straight after that. But the polls are very, very important. They've been being organized by the presenters, and we will encourage you to answer them. So we go from there as well. Bear in mind that KPMG are overseeing the event as we talk in terms of the background to it. And so microphones and cameras for the event will be turned on, and this will be sent. So only the presenter will have their microphone and camera on. So that's basically it in terms of the background to how we're going to manage this project. So we move on to today's event. Okay, so next slide, please. So this is what we did yesterday. We had yesterday we had I think a good morning. We spoke very much so focusing on the platform itself, and we mentioned the e-learning tool. And what the platform is all about is a pre-standardization enabling platform, and it's supporting coordination, research, innovation, and standards, specifically for the audience of the disaster resilience in the area of preparedness and response. Now, it became obvious that this is a policy-driven and practitioner-driven type of platform, and I hope if the recording will be there that you can enjoy that. Now, you enjoy what was said, because we had 3 excellent presentations from. We had the area of the Encircle project, which presented very much so their findings, and they're looking very much so at the sector that we're dealing with there. And there was a lot of positive comments, and some that we have to work on. So we'll do that. Then we heard the Including project, which is actually using the platform to their benefit, and they showed very much about the case study that involves the work that you're doing in Athens. And then more importantly, I think, to all of this was that we had Patricia, who leads work package 2, which very much so focused on the platform itself, who explained from different perspectives the benefits and how to use the platform. So we're going to now take that knowledge forward with that understanding. And now we're going to talk today about the e-learning tool, the CWA, and the other projects. Now, the e-learning tool, I think, is pretty important, because what it does, it supports the those who will want to use the platform, and also it widens the audience in terms of educating in terms of what capability is there. And not only does it do that, it actually looks very much so at the different skills base that the individuals who are going to use the e-learning tool have. So it's quite dynamic in many ways, but it's also very clever in the sense that it's thinking of who are the audience, what background will they have, and how much knowledge they will have on the CBRN disaster risk resilience. So it was put well together, I believe, and we will see it this afternoon. Our colleagues who will now go to next, please. So this is the opening of our colleagues, Anna, as you can see, and Akshay, who from KPMG will present in session 4. We will see today we have Steffi and Camille on the line as well. They will present the work they'll be doing in the CWA mechanism. And as I said earlier on, we have 2 projects which have been supporting the service initiative which Philippe has been driving, and they will present their work in the strategy project and accuracy project. Then later on, about 12:15 CES time, we're going to have the pleasure of listening to Eva and Antolette talk about very much about this union protection knowledge network initiative, and I think everybody will find that very, very importantly. Then what we do is that we have the, as I said earlier on, we have the Q&A session, and here the engagement will begin with you, those who are participating through all the sessions that will take place, and we will try to answer as many questions, queries on this. And I repeat again, one important thing, that please mention the name of the presenter as part of your question, and we will try to try to do it in a certain way that works from everybody. I repeat again, when we get to the very last question, so we get the very last screen of each session, what we will do, we will raise a poll. This is very applicable to session 4, session 5, and session 7. We will not have any poll specific to session 6. So with that, I welcome you all again one more time, and we now move to the next session, which is going to be the afternoon session. Here we have the afternoon. Again, we'll go through this towards the very end. Session 8 is myself and also David Crouch from who's the CENTESA 391 convener working committee 2 will be there in the afternoon. We have Patricia, who'll talk very much about the governance, and then we move to Philippe. Philippe, as you all know very well, will talk very much so in the internal optimization of work they're doing in the DG Home, and very much in regards to standardization and other items besides. And then we go to the conference, the event, what we're doing in the morning session. We do likewise in the afternoon session. The Q&A will begin there. Each session here, with the exception of Philippe, will have a Q&A session as well. But we can talk about that later on as we come towards the opening of the afternoon session. So